Hey guys, it's Chris Wong here. I'm going to be talking about my personal experience of using ashwagandha powder over a year ago and using it presently as well. So over a year ago, I started taking ashwagandha powder to help with testosterone, so muscle building, energy levels, and hopefully to help with hair growth. At that time, when I first started, I was getting more energy and I did seem more relaxed, but it didn't help with hair growth at all. And I did find it actually made the hair loss even worse. I wasn't sure if all the thin hairs were just falling out, hopefully for the thicker hairs to come back, but it didn't happen at all. So I stopped taking ashwagandha powder at that time. I actually wasn't sure if it was related to DHT testosterone causing more hair loss or something else was missing. And then about a year ago, I started taking lugol's iodine. And after researching it more, after getting some pros and cons of taking lugol's iodine, I started adding ashwagandha powder again into my routine. But instead of doing half or a full teaspoon, I stopped at half a teaspoon at most. And even some days I only do a quarter teaspoon. From what I understood in the science, it seems that ashwagandha helps increase the T4 and T3 production. I wasn't sure if there's a conversion between T4 and T3 by taking ashwagandha. And also ashwagandha helps with the adrenal fatigue. Related to the T4, I actually wonder at that time, was I so deficient in iodine that whenever I took ashwagandha, that there was no iodine to work with related to the T4, that it overstimulated the body to the point that it caused more hair loss. Like, it was just an analogy I just thought of. Like, if you have a car and the car has no gas and you try to power up the car by putting better quality batteries or a more powerful engine in it, and then you try to drive it, wouldn't that just wreck the car even further? So yesterday, I took a little bit of ashwagandha powder, but I didn't do any iodine that day, and I've noticed a few times, even since I started lugol's iodine, whenever I took ashwagandha powder without any lugol's iodine, anytime during the whole day, I actually felt worse later in the day. And I also noticed the hair loss was even worse if I washed my hair in the evening or even the next day. So I find it's best for me, if I'm using any ashwagandha powder, I always have to have it with lugol's iodine, at least at the start of the day or during the day. How many drops I take, I'm not really sure what's the best that works for me when taking ashwagandha powder. But today, with a quarter or half a teaspoon at most of ashwagandha powder, I've taken a total of 3 drops of lugol's iodine. And so far, it hasn't actually affected my mood. Because even yesterday, just the ashwagandha powder itself, even though it's supposed to help with the mood, but I didn't feel good mentally yesterday. But today, I actually felt a lot better as long as I was using lugol's iodine.